to the first edition of KPoLA News, Kids at Port Los Angeles. My name is Sage and I'm your host. Today we are visiting with Captain John on the Irving Johnson. What is it like to be a captain?
Being a captain of a boat is a lot of responsibility. You don't do as much as the physical labor as a lot of the crew members do, but overall you have the responsibility of keeping the boat safe and all the passengers on board safe. The captain takes care of everything from the outside of the boat and makes sure we don't hit anything, and then we have the chief mate who's next in charge, and he takes care of everything on the inside of the boat, making sure the sails get set on time, and he just checks with me before he does everything.
Is it hard being a captain?
The road to become captain can be difficult, but once you're the captain of a boat, the physical work becomes less, but the responsibility becomes much greater. It's the captain who has to make sure the boat is safe all the time and making sure that maintenance is kept up and that the crew knows how to conduct themselves in emergencies. If anything goes wrong in those circumstances, it could be my fault. Irving and Exie Johnson are 111-foot brigantines. They're all wood construction. The masts are 98 feet high. This boat, for all intents and purposes, operates just like the square riggers of old, where everything is done by hand, and that's the only way to sail the boat. We do have all the modern amenities of a regular yacht.
Do you have cell phones to call your parents?
We have cell phones, but they stop working at about 5 miles offshore. And we also have a radio that works when you're like 20 miles offshore. And then we have another single sideband radio that lasts for many miles past that, but we can't call our parents on those.
What activities do you do?
You read a lot of books on board. There's some fancy knot work that people do. I mean, you've seen boats that have been constructed inside bottles before. Well, that comes from the long hours that people have of downtime on board ships.
Have you gotten any nicknames for any of the crew members?
We had one crew member whose nickname was Tiny, and as you can imagine, most people whose nickname is Tiny, they're not exactly tiny.
How do you celebrate birthdays?
A good celebration of a birthday involves a large collection of seaweed. We'll fish it out of the water with the boat hook. It gets placed over the head of the person whose birthday it is, and they get paraded around the boat with seaweed around their faces and hair, and they get called Poseidon, and many songs are sang.
How can kids get involved in sailing?
Volunteering is the first step. We have a youth crew, and we start off right from the very beginning, showing them all the lines and how to secure them, how to belay them, and showing you a couple knots that you need to know. And then we move you into a crew position where you're part of the official crew of the ship. And when you can solve things on board a ship, it really can teach you how to solve problems in many other areas in life.
For more information, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram.